are you doing? Merry Christmas. And then what do you say?
And then imagine saying that, I don't feel very well actually, I'm not really feeling it. I'm feeling more of, I wanted to be alone, I want to rest.
Something's a festive season. People don't want to be a downer, like they don't want to be like the damper, like to the party. And then they just keep it inside and they pretend like, I'm fine. Everybody looks so happy.
You're supposed to be happy right now.
Yeah, supposed to be happy. Who am I to show a sad face?
Welcome to the first episode of I Feel Fine. Really? For this Christmas episode, I prepared a game. And it's called
Have Yourself an Unmerry Christmas.
So each of you will take a pick of one piece of paper.
Alright. Let's take a look at this. When someone gives you a present, you can say thank you, but don't prepare any present for them. This will help you avoid Christmas gifting obligations next year because they may not ever give you a present anymore.
Yeah, I feel like there's this obligation to exchange presents sometimes even I don't want to, and I feel it could be a bit like toxic. So any of you have that kind of experience?
So there's one time that I gave my colleagues presents, but I could feel they were so pressured by receiving them. Somebody quickly bought a replacement gift to return the favor, and so I took a mental note. Okay, the next year I'll give relatively less expensive presents so they don't need to feel so
they will
pressured.
match the same price?
I think so. I think some of them.
How do you know they feel pressured?
I saw the way the colleague passed me the presents, okay. Yeah, pretty done. Yeah, so I felt like this may be actually a pressurizing.
So when you give cheaper presents the following year, did they look more relaxed?
One immediately said, "Hey, actually, I already ordered the present. It's on the way." Then after they open, they never return any present.
Oh my god!
They did not give you a present because your present was too cheap now.
Yeah,
So you ended your own obligatory Christmas giving. Everyone is more relaxed after that.
I guess so.
So that suggestion worked. Instead of not giving, give a really cheap one and then just end that tradition.
Yeah, but I don't know how they feel about receiving a really cheap present. That's another story.
Oh, that's true.
Jenny, it's your turn.
Okay, let's see. When everyone brings out a Christmas log cake, you bring out the longevity bud. Show Taobao a pair of longevity buds, and you even drew them I don't know if the camera can catch this.
Yeah, this Rachel helped me to draw this. Rachel, it's your turn.
Okay. When everyone sings Christmas carols, you don't sing along. Take out your phone and play CNY songs. You'll not be invited to Christmas gatherings anymore. Can you imagine?
Yeah. So you're ahead of the curve.
Wow, okay. Very far ahead
Yeah.
of the curve.
I'll pick the last one.
Okay.
When everyone is putting up Christmas tree and lights, decorating their house, you take out cleaning supplies and start decluttering and preparing for the new year.
I actually got this inspiration from you. I heard that you did that, right?
Yeah, I do enjoy decluttering towards the year end. Yeah, it's a nice time to slow down, reflect, and then prepare for the new year ahead.
Yeah, Christmas doesn't have to look the same for everyone. If you enjoy it, then it's great. So your house is cleanest and tidiest at this time of the year.
You could say so.
So if your band members put up the Christmas decorations, are you going to take them down again?
Actually, we really don't even decorate for Christmas.
Yeah. I think it's really more about the spirit of the holiday rather than the decorations, Everyone has different ways of celebrating, and just do what you really think makes you feel good and happy.
I think it's very funny, but I just want to know if there's a message behind this game. Have yourself an Unmerry Christmas.
I think it's just for fun as well as a parody, and also it's something maybe I feel like during Christmas there's a strong pressure to perform, that everyone sings a song, the Christmas carols, and then I have to sing it together. And when someone gives me a present, sometimes I feel obligated to return, but I don't think it's giving should be conditional or obligatory. If I want to give a present, I can give it any time of the year. But of course I do enjoy the Christmas season and I do enjoy giving presents and all that. But there are moments where maybe I do feel the pressure to perform, to sing along, to be happy and merry and go to the invites. So just for fun, I just like made a game that to do the opposite. But it doesn't mean I like Chinese New Year songs better. I actually like Christmas songs more. No hard feelings to the composers of Chinese New Year songs, but basically I just wanted also maybe like a sense of autonomy that I do not have to always follow along the crowd, and Christmas can look different for everyone.
That's true. So sometimes you may feel like wearing that really cute hat that you have on, but sometimes you may not want to be.
Yeah, so it's about choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I enjoy wearing it, and I'll wear it. If I don't, I can just take it out anytime, and I don't have to wait for how many days of Christmas to be over. How many days?
I think 12, is it?
Yeah.
12.
12
It's
days
a
of
song,
Christmas.
12 days
Yeah.
of Christmas. Yeah. See, I know the songs. I like them. It's just
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you're alone. You know, there are studies that share about people having, mental health symptoms during the holiday seasons. So actually a survey from YouGov, which is an international research organization, it found that like 26% of people say that Christmas makes their mental health worse.
Oh.
Worse, yeah. And I think that's really quite shocking to me. I thought that Christmas is supposed to be a fun time, people celebrate, have fun together. But it does seem that Christmas can actually increase feelings of like loneliness and anxiety.
I think sometimes like if there's too far a gap of how everyone is feeling and how I'm feeling, then there's like it becomes isolating. I'm gonna feel isolated. Like, oh, am I supposed to feel that way right now? And what if I don't? Am I alone? Am I the only one? And then some people feel pressured to even stage that kind of feelings. That, oh, I'm enjoying Christmas.
Like they say like, oh, how are you doing? Merry Christmas! And then what do you say?
And then imagine saying that, oh, I don't feel very well actually, I'm not really feeling it. I'm feeling more of, I wanted to be alone, I want to rest. And yeah, it's just hard to have these kind of conversations, although I don't mind saying that.
So there are even expectations around the season. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I just want like to be like true to myself, regardless of any time of the year. But during Christmas time, I feel like there might be some pressure to fulfill certain expectations due to culture and people. Yeah, and of course everyone knows how it feels when someone gives you a present and you didn't prepare any, and then they'll be like, I thought we are going to do that. I thought we are at that friendship level already. But what if I'm really on a budget? I mean, imagine like, what if I'm really on a budget and things are more expensive during festive season?
That's true.
So that's probably why I came out the game.
Yeah, that's a really like funny way to put things across.
But just a disclaimer, I do enjoy Christmas, and if you have presents for me, I'm happy to receive them, okay? But just that if I did not expect that you give it to me, and I did not prepare any, please do not be too disappointed.
Yeah, unconditional love, right?
Yeah. Gifts are
Christmas-
not meant to be given with conditions, right? That's the whole point. Actually, it's funny that we talk about this because I find that Christmas has become very commercialized in the recent years, rather than it just being a season where you celebrate with family or friends, or even like giving out of like, goodwill, just giving out of goodwill. People tend to like, blow it up into this like Christmas sales, like buy this, buy that, and like have the trappings, a log cake, a Christmas tree. But what if it wasn't all about that? What if that wasn't the most important part? Have we really lost sight of that sometimes? Yeah.
Another possible reason why people perhaps feeling more down during Christmas is that family and friends could also be like a trigger, or if you have not ideal family and friends relationships, and then this is a time. What did they say, that Christmas is a time for family and friends?
For family and friends together, so it might be triggering.
Yeah, but what if your family and friends are not the kind of people that you celebrate love and in fact like have bad memories and feelings with them? Then that's even more isolating. That is compounding isolation for some.
Yeah, so it's like you have to choose between celebrating with people that maybe would make one feel worse versus being alone on the season. That's what I can understand why loneliness would increase, or sometimes even depression and anxiety. Yeah.
So regardless of the statistics that we were talking about, right, it seems like not many people have voiced out the concerns that you have voiced out.
Oh, yeah, why? Have you all heard anyone say like this? Spoke about Christmas like this?
I think it's very unspoken. I don't think people speak up about it actually.
Yeah, exactly. Why do people like keep it to themselves if they are suffering during Christmas?
honestly, I just think that as a whole, like talking about these things is very stigmatized. I think that if something is a festive season, people don't want to be a downer, like they don't want to be like the damper, like to the party. And then they just keep it inside and they pretend like, oh, I'm fine. Everybody looks so happy.
You're supposed to be happy right now.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be happy. Who am I to show a sad face? But that's kind of sad, right?
That's a bit like toxic positivity.
Yeah, exactly. Then it doesn't leave room for other kinds of feelings. It doesn't leave room for other kinds of expressions, right?
And then when they feel anxious or down, then they don't feel like it's right to be a party pooper.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, but I feel like shouldn't Christmas be a time that we can be close and vulnerable, and that's how, intimacy grows when we are being real with our feelings. We can come together and talk about how we really feel and the challenges.
Yeah.
Firstly, you really need like some close friends that you can open up to, and I'm just thinking there really might be some people who are so isolated they don't really have anyone to open up to. Like maybe they, like you mentioned, their family may not be a safe space for them, and then maybe they didn't manage to find those friends that they could confide in.
Yeah, so I think such conversations like what we are doing now is important.
So if you were feeling lonely and anxious during the festive season, what would you do for yourself?
I am very blessed that I can call a friend. So I do have my own group of friends that I can call, and I can be real with my feelings and vulnerable, like both of you and more. So I feel like it's okay to have my version of Christmas. I do celebrate. It's just that sometimes certain days of maybe the month of December, I don't feel up to it to be that kind of hype that I see around me or on social media, on the media. So yeah, I think like as long I do what I like, being true to what I want instead of what I'm expected, the more I practice that, the more I feel better.
I like that you're so in touch with your feelings. That means you have this aspect that you want to celebrate, and this other aspect where you just want to be true to yourself and how you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah, so it's not about being anti or anti-Christmas or like woo, like Christmas. And it's fine. Like it's fine. It's more about being authentic to what I'm feeling, and not being restricted to a timeline of a festive season. So I feel like sometimes if we are like kind of pressured to do or feel what we are,
What everyone else around is feeling.
yeah, then that may start to cause the negative feelings, and
Maybe one has to act or have a facade, look very high at a party, but then go home feeling even worse.
yeah, it should be an enjoyment, not a work. But if that's a work, like you have to,
Force yourself
yeah,
to do that.
so it gets tiring, and then that's what I'm thinking. But what about both of you?
I mean, if I were feeling anxious and lonely, to be honest, I probably wouldn't tell anybody. I'll probably just be at home by myself. But I think I would mention it to maybe a trusted person like my partner or like maybe my family. I'll just say that I don't feel so good, and if there are gatherings, I would try to excuse myself by saying like, oh, actually I don't feel so well. So I think we need to stop feeling bad about not turning up if we don't feel good. And I think on the other end, if we are somebody that are hosting something and somebody's like your guest is telling you like, hey, I don't feel so well, I think we should learn to accept that that's part and parcel of life. Some days we feel okay, some days we don't feel so okay, and that's just life. And if we can all be more accepting of each other's ups and downs, I think we'll feel more safe to have that connection. Like you mentioned, being vulnerable, having intimacy. With that comes a lot of trust and comes a lot of like giving each other the space, to be ourselves.
And I guess conversely, if one is an introvert like myself, I think the advice I'll give to myself would be to open myself up and at least step out with maybe one friend or maybe two during this season, because while I really appreciate that it's a time to slow down, maybe be alone, and I mentioned declutter, but then I realized that it's really helped these few years when I actually went out and celebrate with like my friend here, Jenny Feng.
Oh, I'm the one out of the one or two friends.
Yeah, I mean, it did create new memories and it did help to slowly make this season a bit more palatable for me.
Yeah, new memories, that's what I remember telling you. That, you know,
Create
sometimes
new
Christmas
memories.
can have like traumatic bad memories, but I also believe in creating a new beginning for ourselves and new memories.
Yeah, I think these new memories will probably coexist with the old ones. It's not that the new ones can completely erase the past, and I think that there will be a place to process these memories, the old maybe traumatic memories. But at the same time, I think it's really very powerful when we create new ones.
I'm actually quite a party person. I used to host like a Christmas party every year.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just want to let you know, if you need to leave anytime, you can just let me know. No hard feelings. And you may not have to come with presents, but I'll remember.
Remember our presents instead of our presents.
I'll remember your presents that you didn't come with presents.
Oh,
No, so that I don't know how to give you next year. Then we end the toxic obligatory
there we
giving.
go. Yeah, I mean, I just love how we can be so open and honest about how we really feel around festive seasons like Christmas. And I think that, I mean, it's funny, right? Christmas is the season of love, and what better way to love than to give each other the space to be ourselves?
Yeah, thanks for giving me the space to be myself.
Anytime.
Having said that, please enjoy your Christmas, and by choice, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
And we'll catch you around in the new year with more episodes. So if you like this one, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we can't wait to hear your comments.
And just a gentle reminder that what we have shared does not constitute medical advice. So do seek out professional help if you need it, or even go to the local hospital if it's an emergency.
Thank you for watching.
I feel fine.
Really?
Bye.
Bye.